Great to have you back on the John Fredericks Show. Joining me now is Mark Ellmore, running for Congress in Virginia's 8th Congressional District, represented by car dealer Donnie Beyer, Democrat. The 8th District is, it's Arlington, all Dem, Fairfax, all Dem, and Alexandria, all Dem, and Falls Church, all Dem. There's about, I think there's about 25 Republicans there. They had a meeting once, and they had it in a gremlin. Joining us now, though, is Mark Ellmore. For some reason beyond the imagination, Mark wants to run for Congress in this godforsaken hellhole. Great to have you, Mark.
Hey, brother, it's great to be here with you. Great to be online with a fellow patriot. And, I just wish you'd buy a station up here.
Why? Why would I do that? Why on earth would I go into that into the pit of the dam and then into the belly of the beast? Right? No way.
John, to be honest with you, why would I? In 2008.
That's what I'm asking. Why are you even running against Beyer? He's going to get 75% of the vote. What's the difference?
Well, he may be, but that's not completely accurate, because in 2008 I lost to then, at the beginning of the whole socialist movement, to then Jim Moran. And even though I outperformed Governor Gilmore, I outperformed John McCain in the district, my wife and I just came home from church one day, and, we were sitting on the couch, we're watching the news, and this whole Bernie Sanders thing and this whole secular humanist socialist movement was just at the forefront last fall. And my wife just said to me, "What are you going to do?" I thought she meant, go wash the car, or are you going to rake the lawn? But what she said was, "You need to run." So I got off the bench. It is an uphill fight, but listen, the window is open. This president has brought about good economic growth. We've got an opportunity to bring balance back to Northern Virginia. It has transformed. Our last Republican congressman here in the 8th was Stan Parris in 1994, But I promise you, if people go to my website, look at what I'm doing, listen to the interviews on Town Hall, listen to what I did at CPAC, we're reaching independent voters and other people. They just don't want secular humanist socialism. Democrat, yes, but they're not ready to climb over that fence. And I think if people give and support, unfortunately, that's a lot of the problems we had in southwestern Virginia when Gillespie ran. A lot of people weren't registered to vote. A lot of people didn't give, especially our people, our brothers and sisters in faith. They didn't get off the bench and donate and help, even in a small way. And if everybody did that, we'd have more than enough resources to climb the ladder. And even better news for you and other people in the Commonwealth that love the president and love what he's doing. If I do my job here in Northern Virginia, you want to know why I'm doing this? Because if I do it right and I do better and I bring him up 10 to 12 points in this district, he wins Virginia. Game over.
All right, I love your attitude, Mark. All right, tell me about how many people are running in the Republican nominating contest. Is it a convention or a primary? Give us the skinny.
Well, the bottom line is I had 4 people participate, and then they saw, you know what, if you go to my website, you see it's a real full-blown campaign run by professionals. So we had a guy just jump in that moved to the district 6 months ago, 11th hour, threw his hat in the ring. And, I don't discourage anybody from participating, but we really needed these extra 90 days to go full force at Don Beyer. And by the way, I could never, ever, ever duplicate the president. But this is so funny. We were looking at a Dr. Seuss book while we were waiting at a children's place, and I saw this thing, Dr. Doolittle or whatever, but we decided we're going to call him Dr. Do Nothing. Because he is a vegetable. He is a mannequin. And I tell people all the time up here, if you want the oil changed on your Subaru or you need new tires on your Volvo, Don Beyer's your guy. But he has done nothing. And I mean zero.
That's funny.
He's like a candle.
If you need a tire, if you need an oil change, call Don Beyer.
And now we were going to go to his town hall last night, and he self-quarantined because there were going to be 16 people at his town hall. Tell me that is not just... Look,
he self-quarantined?
Yes.
Because there were 16 people.
Look, there's not a corona germ within 20 miles of me. and I'm not making light of that. It's a serious thing, but come on, man, you got to be better than that. And but John, I'm telling you, if your listeners or anybody, they just will join the fight here. And we're not asking people to come and sell your house and max out, but if everybody who was listening to you went on and just made some even minimal contribution. We have the resources to fight this fight. And I promise you, look, you laid it out at best. We know it's an uphill battle, but we've got to get good, high quality, high energy, qualified candidates standing up. We can't have any more throwaway candidates. That's why we lost in November, because folks up here in Northern Virginia, we didn't do our job. We didn't give enough. We didn't run enough candidates. And then people are crying, well, 2A and abortion problems. Well, what do you think? Mm-hmm. If every person of faith in Northern Virginia would have just said, hey, here's $100 to the candidate. Should you'd have a bucket full of money. Shoot, if everybody that voted for me in 2008 made a one-time $100 contribution, I'd have $10 million. That's how, here. So it can be done, and the independent vote is bigger than you think here.
All right, let me ask you something. When is your two things, Mark? When is your convention?
On May 30th.
May 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And May 30th, that'll be when you decide that'll be when you choose the Republican nominee for Congress.
Yes, but I'm hoping that somebody with a lick of sense will go to this gentleman. He's a swell guy. But like Reagan said, I'm not going to use your youth and your age and inexperience against you. We're not going to go down that path. But, we've got to have a pro, and I've done it before, and we've got a real vibrant, dynamic campaign. I would never criticize or berate anybody who's putting their hat in the ring. But this isn't a time to come out and say, oh, by the way, I don't have something better to do. I served in the military. Hi, I want to run for Congress. That's we need more than that now, because this is a war zone. This is not just a casual campaign.
No, look, I like your attitude. If you don't have Republican candidates on the congressional ballot, you depress turnout. You need to turn your own people out, so I encourage that. Also, if Don Beyer doesn't have reasonable opposition, then Don Beyer goes to help Jennifer Wexton. He goes down
Jerry
95
Conway.
to do fundraisers and campaign for Abigail Spanberger. He goes on I-64 to help reelect probably the weakest congressional person in America, in Elaine Luria. She's a dreadful representative, a dreadful candidate, a lousy congressperson, and she's got to absolutely go. She can't even hold a town hall meeting without scripting the questions. She's a joke. She's got to go. But look, he'll go and he'll campaign for her instead of having to deal with Mark Ellmore. So,
and that's what we're doing.
I love what you're
now.
doing.
Listen, I love where I lived. Unfortunately, I've lived here 61 years, which gives the age away. But listen, I've lived in the district. I've worked in every inch of this community. I've lived here, raised the kids here. I went to school here, went to the community college. Look, I love where I live. I just think right now, with the window being open, we've got the greatest president of all time. How in the world can we sit idly and think, oh, by the way, let's just take it easy? No, we've got the wind in our sails. That's why I'm begging every person that's listening to this show, give me some. I don't care if you put a hot dog money in there, but every dollar that we can raise gives us the money to reach more of those independent voters and to get our people encouraged and to help me bring up a new generation of candidates here to come behind me to help rebuild Northern Virginia, because we're not that far off. Wexton, for instance, if Barbara Comstock would have done her job and supported the president, I don't think we'd have the problem with Jennifer Wexton right now.
Oh, come on. We're not going to win that district. She lost by 10 points. She got killed. Come on, Mark. It could have been Trump Jr. could have run in that district against Wexton, and you were going to lose, man. Northern Virginia's toast. It's blue. Trump campaign, I was a chairman in 2016. I lost 3 cities by 180,000 votes. Arlington, Alexandria, and Fairfax, right?
Yeah.
I lost it by 180,000. You just can't make that up. There's simply not enough people in Radford to make that up. They don't exist.
No. Well, listen to this though. But I would venture to say that now that was the first time, and that now we've got a better record to run on.
That's true. That's true. We do a better record. But look, I'm going to have you back. I got to go. I got to roll.